Title: Silence Doesn't Heal. Speaking does. Let me ask you something. How many times have you said, "I'm fine," when you were actually breaking inside? How many times have you stayed quiet just to keep the peace, even when your mind was loud, messy, and hurting? Here's the truth nobody tells you. Silence doesn't heal. It hides, it delays, it buries things alive. And buried things? They don't die. They grow. Today we're going to talk about why staying silent is costing you more than you think, and why speaking, even when it's uncomfortable, might just save your life. Section 1. What silence really does. Silence feels safe. No confrontation, no judgment, no awkward conversation. It's like putting a lid on a boiling pot and pretending everything is calm. But inside, pressure is building. Every time you don't say how you feel, every time you swallow your pain, every time you pretend something didn't hurt you, you're not healing, you're storing it. And emotional storage has no delete button. It shows up later as anger you don't understand, anxiety you can't explain, sadness that feels random, or even physical stress in your body. You think you've moved on, but your mind is still carrying unfinished conversations. Silence doesn't fix wounds, it just makes them invisible. Section 2. Why we choose silence. Let's be honest. People don't stay silent for no reason. Sometimes you were taught that speaking up is disrespectful. Sometimes you're scared. Scared of being rejected, scared of being misunderstood, scared of being seen as too much. And sometimes you tried to speak before, and nobody listened. So you told yourself, next time, I'll just keep quiet. And that became your pattern. Silence becomes your defense mechanism, your survival strategy. But what helped you survive might now be stopping you from healing. Because healing requires expression, not suppression. Section 3. The cost of staying quiet. Let's talk about the real cost. Because silence isn't free. It costs you. 1. Your peace. You replay conversations in your head that you never had in real life. 2. Your identity. You start adjusting yourself to fit situations instead of being authentic. 3. Your relationships. Because people can't fix what they don't know is broken. And here's the hardest truth. When you don't speak, people assume you're okay, not because they don't care, but because you never told them otherwise. So they continue, and you keep hurting. Silence teaches people how to treat you. Section 4. Speaking is not weakness. There's this lie that says, strong people stay quiet. No. Strong people communicate. Speaking up is not drama. It's not disrespect. It's not weakness. It's clarity. It's saying, this hurt me. I didn't like that. I need something different. That's not chaos. That's emotional intelligence. And listen, you don't have to shout. You don't have to fight. Sometimes healing starts with a simple sentence. I need to talk about something. Section 5. How to start speaking. If you've been silent for a long time, speaking up can feel scary. So don't jump straight into confrontation. Start small. 1. Speak to yourself first. Write it down. Record yourself. Understand your own feelings. 2. Choose safe people. Not everyone deserves access to your vulnerability. 3. Use simple words. You don't need big grammar, just honesty. Instead of, you always make me feel emotionally invalidated. Say, that hurt me. That's enough. 4. Accept reactions. Not everyone will respond perfectly, but their reaction is information, not your responsibility. Section 6. What happens when you start speaking? Something powerful happens when you start expressing yourself. You feel lighter, not because your problems disappear, but because you're no longer carrying them alone. You start attracting better relationships. Why? Because now people know the real you. And the ones who leave, they were only comfortable with your silence, not your truth. Let them go. Outrow. So if you've been quiet, if you've been holding things in, If you've been pretending you're okay, this is your sign. You don't have to carry everything alone. Say it, write it, express it. Because healing doesn't come from silence, it comes from being heard. Even if the first person who hears you